Hi. Whoops. Trying to see. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, honey.
Awesome.
I'm in my husband's office and I was like, I don't know how to do any of this.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm so excited to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. So, are you okay with me recording all of this and
Yeah.
using it? And okay, awesome. All right. So, for those that don't know, you wrote the Bone series. So
Yes.
far, two of the four books are out. The third one will be coming out next year, and we have two audiobooks coming out soon, which I'm so excited for. So, excuse my
Yes.
little. So, what's been your inspiration for the series?
So about 11 years ago, I had a group of friends that I played Dungeons and Dragons with. We did all sorts of RPGs, and then we did one called Apocalypse World.
Mhm,
And so for this game, I created a character named Bones, and she was a healer and had healing powers.
mhm.
Um, and the world was very different. The story was very different. But after that wrapped up, I realized I did not want to let her go yet. And so I just kind of started writing, and I did lots of different I went in lots of different directions at first because I wasn't really sure what kind of story I wanted to do. And then slowly it kind of took shape, and
Mhm.
here we are.
Are there any characters inspired by people you know? And which one do you most identify with?
So Sam is basically my brother.
There.
And I didn't really realize I was writing him as my brother until I was mid-writing Fangs.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, this is my brother. Which
That.
I then texted him and told him that. And he goes, oh, I thought it was Grizz.
Love the support, though.
Yes, which I was like, that's exactly what Sam would say.
That's great. Is
Yeah, so he's really the only one that's like based on a person the most. Everybody else has pieces of, people I've known or
hmm,
other characters that I've really identified with.
hmm,
Just a mishmash.
sense? And is there one that you identify with a little bit more than others?
I always feel a little weird saying this because I know people don't expect it, but like I definitely identify with Bones. And I know I don't seem like the grumpy like character that she is at all. And I'm not really, but I wrote a lot of uh my trauma coping mechanisms into Bones. And so while we don't have the same story at all, it is she is definitely a part of me.
Speaking of trauma, chapter 25. Oh my gosh, what gave you that direction to take, like that inspiration? Because that, I have to say, reading that, I had to like throw my Kindle down real quick because I was like, I did not just read that. And I took 2 days break because I was convinced that I was hallucinating. Like, that's not real.
You are not the only one. I've had multiple people be like, I threw my Kindle across the room. Like one lady was like, I almost hit my husband with my phone. So I feel like I need to like apologize to anyone who might be in the room with people reading chapter 25.
Well,
Um, so when I first started writing this, I did not intend for chapter 25 to happen. I didn't have that planned.
mhm,
And I very specifically remember I was standing in the kitchen and I was like, oh my God, I think this has to happen. And my husband came in and he was like, are you okay? Because I was just standing in the kitchen, like staring at nothing. I was like, I think I have to do this thing. And he hadn't read anything yet, so he knew like a little bit about the characters, what I would just tell them. And so he was kind of like, oh, okay, like, are you sure you want to do that? And I was like, I have to do it. It was like this super emotional realization because then like I went through like a emotional journey very similar to the readers in that I had to write it. And I still to this day have times where I'll be like, ugh, like I wish I didn't do it, but like I don't regret doing it.
Yeah.
Like I just, it's like sometimes I'm like, I miss him, but like
Oh yeah. I have to
it
say, you
had to
did that
happen.
so well. Like the emotion you put behind that. Like I thought I truly felt for a bit there that I was in her shoes. Like I sobbed. And I'm not a big crier, but I sat on the floor and just cried like a baby.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of glad because I sobbed writing it. Like I was just
Mhm.
like tears all over my keyboard. My husband kept being
Oh,
like, "Do you need anything? Can I get you a tissue?" It's very dramatic, but they all feel so real to me. So it that felt very real as well.
is there a scene that stood out while writing the series so far above others?
I think the scenes that have really stood out are scenes that surprised me, scenes that I
Mhm.
didn't initially plan. I am not a plotter by any means.
Mhm.
I am what is called a pantser. I just sort of write and the story, I feel like I am more of a vessel that the story flows through versus like me planning it out. Like it just sort of takes shape and I
Yeah.
try to, form it in a way that's going to make the most sense. Um, but I will have written it one way and then usually like somebody who is alpha reading for me, like my husband or one of my friends, will be like, "Oh, I had this thought about this scene," and that just
Mhm.
like triggers like this whole new scene
That's
that I hadn't
awesome.
had planned. And like in the first beta version of Bones, there was no under the watchtower your river
Oh,
scene at
wow.
all. That was not part of it. And my husband read Bones first, and he
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, I feel like this happened really fast here. Like maybe this could be a little different." And then
Mhm.
that bloomed out of that, and it was like that wouldn't have happened if
That's
like
awesome.
I was just doing it by myself. But people's feedback is so so helpful, and it feels like such a collaborative process.
I love that. Back to chapter 25. Do you remember what you were doing when you like were writing it? Like that, the realizing that like it had to happen and there's no going back at this point.
Yes, I remember I was sitting at my dining room table. I have two kids, and one of them is Uh, he's 4.5 now, so he has been home for most of the time when I'm writing because he
Hmm.
just started he started preschool last year and he'll do another
Hmm.
year before kindergarten.
Oh, cool.
So he's been home with me, and so I'm over at the table like crying and writing and like trying to be like everything's fine, like you don't need to worry, mom's fine, like trying to like hide it, like quickly like dabbing my eyes with the tissue.
Oh, I love
So
that. That's
yeah, lots of crying.
totally valid with this. Um, what do you find to be the most challenging aspects of writing and the whole publishing process, self-publishing and the audiobooks?
Um, that's a good question. The thing that is hardest for me, and this has been true for my whole life, I was a print designer before I became a writer, and so I've always been in some sort of creative, like artistic field.
Mhm.
And it's hard to like take that part of your brain that is creative and like put it into a schedule. At least for me. I think some people
Mhm.
are very good at it, but
Mhm.
it's very hard for me to like schedule that because like I can't plan to write at this time on this day. Like I have
Yeah.
to see if I feel like writing at this time of
Hmm.
the day. Um, so that can be hard because it's hard to pace it out so I don't burn myself out, but then
Yeah.
it's hard to like be like dedicated and like okay, I need to like sit down and do this and that's what author friends are wonderful for because my
Mhm.
friend Elsa, who ES Portman, she will be like, "We're doing a writing sprint right now. Okay,
That's
next
awesome.
hour we're gonna
Yep.
write." And I'm like, "Okay, we're doing it." And like the pressure is like, "Oh, this is triggering me." Like, okay, I'm gonna do
Oh,
it too. Like triggering in a good way. Like now
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like motivated.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's probably the most challenging part. And being like, oh, sometimes I feel like I have to like force that like creative inspiration. Um, but I make it work.
Good. The sport's great. What do you enjoy most about the whole process?
Um, I love writing.
Hmm.
I wrote the entire book of Bones and I didn't ever plan on like sharing it with anyone. It was just for fun. I
Hmm.
have so many half-finished stories and random like ideas in my Google Docs, and it's just
Hmm.
like I've always loved doing that, and I just sit down and just get lost in like you know when you're reading and it feels like you get really immersed in the story.
Yeah,
Like I feel that when I'm writing.
awesome.
Probably more so than just reading. Like I feel when I'm
Hmm.
reading other books too, but like writing is like really like super sucked in. So
So, um, oh, do you have playlists or like certain songs that make you think of certain things, whether while you're writing or finished product book?
yes. So music is a huge part of my writing process.
Hmm.
I have a playlist on Spotify for each book. Um, the the song that really sticks out to me for really Bones and Things that I don't think I'll ever be able to separate it from my books in my head is Daylight by David Kushner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I don't know why, but that song is just like it feels like it is the story of Bones to me.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, they're very, very long playlists, each one, and I'll just like start adding to them. And um, yeah, music is a very emotional like part of the process for me. So like when I'm writing a sad part, I usually have like the same sad song on repeat. Like I'll listen
Yeah.
to it 100 times and be like, wow, why do I feel kind of depressed? Maybe it's because I just put myself in this spot for like the last 2 hours.
Hmm.
But while I was writing Fangs, the beginning of it, Winona Oak, who is a small singer-songwriter, she put out an album. It might have been an EP, I think it was just like 4 songs. That was her processing her mother's death.
Wow.
And they are so full of emotion and just like expressing grief and that I think I ended up on like her top 1% of listeners because I was just listening to that over and over and over
Hmm.
as I was writing it, like crying. Um, and for some reason, like most of my brainstorming sessions are my older kid goes to school and it's only like 5 minutes away from our house, but I would drive him there, drop him off, and then on the way back, like play my writing playlist and like
Hmm.
just be like thinking about ideas. And like for a solid 2 months, it was like, all right, now I'm playing Winona Oaks EP and I'm just gonna sob the entire way home. Like people driving by were probably like, what is wrong with that lady? She's so sad.
Do you have any advice for aspiring authors?
I think the best thing I can say is just like just write. Like if you have an idea, like do it. Like if you
Hmm.
feel inspired to do something, do it. I mean, it's definitely a huge leap of I guess faith to like jump out and publish something and put your work in front of people because then
Hmm.
it's not really yours anymore. Like it also
Yeah.
belongs to like all these other people and people view it through their own lenses and
Hmm.
um but at the same time that can be like really scary and sometimes very like hard, but it can also be incredibly good. And like I've seen this a lot, but people will post like, you never know who is going to think you're their favorite author or like that was their favorite book. Like somebody could be out there waiting for that, and you don't know until you put it out there. And it's been really cool to meet so many amazing people, yourself included, and just be like, this story resonates with people. And like that's what I hoped when I decided to
Mhm.
put it out there is I hoped it would resonate with people.
Oh, it definitely does. I recommend it to everyone. Are there any teasers you could give about future books? Anything?
Um, So I've mentioned this on Instagram before, but um, Ashes is going to land on a very big cliffhanger that's going to
Oh,
make Bones' cliffhanger look very small.
oh no.
So I feel like I need to prepare everyone for that because I don't know how long it will be between Ashes and the last time.
Oh no.
So just so you know, everyone might hate me for a while, but um, I'm excited about it, and I feel like the story is just kind of like slowly like gets momentum, and then like Ashes feels like things are just going bananas.
Oh my. I'm excited, but I'm scared.
Yes, I am too. I'm excited and scared.
Also, the little Instax pictures you make of the characters, they are so amazing. Like I have to do double takes. I'm like, these look like real people.
Yes, I got that little Instax printer like forever ago, and I
Mhm.
don't know why it just like popped in my head as I was wrapping up books. I was like, something needs to go in the center here because I'm a designer, and I'm like, this is
Mhm.
empty. It's empty space. It needs to be filled,
Mhm.
and that worked out perfectly. And
That's so cool.
yeah, they're really fun and they're really unique and they're like real insects. They're not like pretend.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. But that's all my questions. Thank you so much. I was so excited to meet you.
Yeah, I was so excited to meet you too.